You know I gotta light the joint before we get into some real shit, you know? Come on, now, don't look so shocked. Okay. Let me turn. I'm still lighting my joint, by the way.
I wish that I could be one of the girls that has it together always. I wish I wasn't afraid of the world, been hiding in my bed for days.
Not today, Satan. Not on this good Thursday. We got content to record. We got people to like educate, you know? I can't deal with it right now. I'm busy. Girl, get into the beat. Okay? Get into I don't know what my lip gloss is, so I'm using Carmex with Pitch. Get into the glam. Okay? Who else you know giving it to you like this? Gonna spit that spiritual shit, but get on camera looking like bitch. You ever feel the need, like the deep need to change something about you? Not superficially, not on the outside, not materialistically, but like spiritually, on the soul level. You ever felt the need to question things, or question the things that you've been told, question the things that are around you? Because if so, you may be having a spiritual awakening. And I'm here to let you know what the 5 stages of that are. When you focus and like really hone in on your spiritual growth and your self-discovery journey, it truly cultivates an environment within you to have improved relationships, improved mental health, a personal sense of fulfillment. You're not looking outside for validation. You're not looking outside of you for your sense of purpose. Once you really dive into what makes you you, why do you do the things that you do, why do you think the way that you think, are these thoughts really serving my highest good? Once you really start asking those questions, it's a sign that you in the midst of a spiritual awakening. And this first stage that I'm referring to was called the call. Call usually begins with like the need to search for more. So the first stage, the call, usually begins with a search for something deeper, search for something more out of life. You are no longer satisfied by what you're being told. You're no longer satisfied with the 3D. You need a little bit more. Some ain't sitting right with your spirit, and that's okay. It's totally normal. It's a sign that you were starting to ascend. That's basically what a spiritual awakening is. You were ascending in frequency, ascending in vibration. So this is typically a time where you could be feeling depressed. You could have an empty feeling. You could feel helpless, purposeless. I think it's purposeless. You could be feeling purposeless, like you just don't really know your place in the world. And like I said, that is totally normal, that is okay, but it's about how you deal with it, how you get out of it. You don't just sit in that energy. You continue to ask more questions. You continue to look within to figure out why your triggers are what they are, to try to figure out why you think the way that you think. So for me personally, I think my spiritual journey really started when I heard the 2 crystals, amethyst and rose quartz. I'm just going about my day, and I heard those 2 words. Really 3, because amethyst and rose quartz, but I heard those words in my head. I'm not gonna say I hear voices, because don't think of it just schizo, but I have like, an inner dialogue. I have a inner me in my head. Like I hear myself in my head when I'm thinking. But either way, I heard amethyst and rose quartz. So I looked it up, looked into it, tried to figure out what it is, why am I, because the only reference that I had of those 2 things was from Steven Universe. Now that I'm grown and walking this spiritual shit, I now know that show was spitting some real spiel. But anyways, I didn't have a clue at the time of what it was besides that. So I looked it up and realized that they were crystals, and that these crystals can actually help you in different ways. So after discovering that, I want to say I put it on the back burner for a little bit, because this happened at the beginning of my pregnancy. So at that point, I was really trying to focus on my pregnancy. But right before I had my son and right after I had my son, shit hit the fan. And I didn't know shit was gonna hit the fan. And I should have known shit was gonna hit the fan, because I remember like I had first started getting back into like asking questions and like looking for a deeper meaning. I had friends of mine that were getting into spirituality. So, I started asking questions again. And I'm a type of person, I'm a hands-on learner. I gotta try the stuff while I learn about it and read about it so I can really fully grasp it. So I here ordered some sage, some ancestor money, Florida water, some candles. And I remember one day I was walking around my house saging, windows open, walking around my house saging, and this big mirror that I had propped up against my wall, but like sitting on top of my couch, it fell, broke. It had never moved, it had never fallen before, and as I'm saging, it falls. Now, I really, honestly, and truly, in that moment, now that I think back on it, I could feel in my gut that something was off and that just wasn't normal. But I didn't really fully understand what was going on. And now that I look back on it, I really think Spirit was trying to tell me something is not right. Okay, you need to ask some more questions. You need to inquire more about your surroundings. Lo and behold, 2-3 months later, I leave that relationship. I move up here to Atlanta. And that's when I really got into my spiritual bag. I said that to say that my initial call, my stage 1, the call, led into stage 2, which is the chaos phase. Now, when I say shit, well, sometimes, not even sometimes, 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, you going through a spiritual awakening, you're going to experience some chaos. But the thing is, though, the key is, though, to be able to find your stillness, your calm, and stay grounded through the chaos. Take the chaos for what it is. And what the chaos is God removing these people, places, things, mindsets from you because they no longer resonate. And that can really cause a lot of turmoil, a lot of conflict. It can cause a lot of turmoil and conflict within yourself. It can cause a lot of turmoil and conflict with the people around you, the places around you. So don't be surprised if the bitches that you was really questioning if they was your friends in the first place, but you know you still hang out with them because they're the bitches you really talk to. Don't be surprised if them bitches stop fucking with you. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if the nigga you knew you was supposed to leave a long time ago, but you stayed because you love him so much. Don't be surprised if that shit fall off. And it's okay. It's normal. God removes to improve. God is not just going to take nothing from you just to see you suffering. No. Don't ever think that's what it is. And if you in this phase of your spiritual journey, your spiritual awakening, don't ever think that God is doing shit to hurt you. Everything that happens in your life is for your betterment. Everything that happens is not happening to you. It's happening for you. And that's key when you're going through this certain part of your spiritual awakening, to realize that nothing is happening to you. God is really doing shit and taking shit away for your betterment. God always got your highest good at heart. Your spiritual team, the people or the spirits and the entities that walk with you, they always got your best interest at heart. So don't ever think that you are God's least favorite person. And I can say that because I was honestly at a point in my life where I was like, damn, why the fuck me? Why me? Why is all of this shit happening to me? God, don't you see I'm fucking tired? God, I can't take it no more. I don't want to be the strongest soldier in the military. No, stop giving me the special missions. I don't want the special missions no more, guys. Stop. Take me. And I was really there. Like, I was really at a low place. And you know what's crazy, though? I can say this is really a testimony because this all switched and changed starting maybe like 3 months ago. And I'm just now getting to like the tail end of my spiritual awakening, if that makes sense. So yeah, don't be surprised if things start getting a little rocky. That's okay. It's a sign that you're on the right path. It's okay. Let things fall where they may. Another thing I really want to touch base on is that certain beliefs and certain things that you were taught growing up may no longer resonate with you, and that can cause some conflict within yourself too. And that's for you to sort out what beliefs resonate with the version of you that you are becoming. That's up for you to figure out. Again, handle all of this with grace and patience and love, because you are going to be okay. Something else that comes up in the chaos phase is triggers, bitch. Your triggers are going to be brought the fuck up over and over and over and over and over again until you find a way to deal with them and heal through them. Your triggers are not going to stop coming up until you heal through them. They are not going to go away until you decide to get to the root of it. It's going to come up in different situations, through different people, and it's going to be a cycle until you break the cycle. So something that you can do to, kind of stay grounded in this time, I recommend journaling. I'm a journaling bitch. One thing about me, I'm going to write. And if I don't write, I'm going to type it in my notes. Or if I don't type it in my notes, I'm going to talk. But I got to get it out one way or another. And I really think that could be beneficial to you if you were going through a rocky time in your life and you're not really sure what the fuck is going on, write it out. And you'll be surprised. Sometimes by the time you're done writing all of these things off your heart and getting off your spirit, you'll have a whole lot more clarity. Another thing I can recommend is meditation. Girl, I'm just now getting into, oh, good God, what's in my eye? Oh, I have too much makeup on to have anything in my eye. Another thing I can recommend is meditation. I'm just now getting into my meditation bag for real. 10 out of 10 recommend. I don't know. And this is coming from somebody, I have ADHD. So it's hard for me to quiet my mind. But now that I'm starting to get into I'm starting to master quieting my mind and letting my body go to sleep, keeping my mind awake, but also keeping it clear so that I can receive messages and just exist and be just awareness. Now that I'm really getting into that bag, meditation. And it's not gonna be something that comes to you. I mean, some people it might come naturally, but don't beat yourself up if you can't just sit down in silence and just have a clear mind right off the bat. That's not, it's okay to not be able to do that. It's really a muscle that you have to work. Like going to the gym, and every time you go to the gym, you get a little bit more strong, get a little bit more endurance. Same thing with meditation. So don't lose hope if meditation don't automatically fix all your problems the first time you try it. But a tip that I can give you for being able to remain in the present moment when your thoughts start to wander, something that's helped me is imagine that I'm a tree at the top of a mountain and my thoughts are the clouds. And I just let them pass. Don't engage with any thought. Let it pass and return to your breath. Every time I'm meditating, I really just be in there. In, out, in my head. I just focus on my breath. I ignore the itches, the scratchies. I ignore everything around me and I just focus on my breath. And I realize that's how I get into my meditative state. I honestly recommend to help you get through a chaotic time period in your life is doing things that you love to do as a child. I recently picked that up and it is honestly so fulfilling. Like when I was a kid, I used to be the kind of kid that I would take my book everywhere with me where I go. If I've started a new book, or even I like to reread books. Like I like to rewatch TV shows, same thing with books. But anyways, everywhere I went, I had a book on me. It didn't matter. If I was in the shower, the bathroom, the dinner table, the car, everywhere I went, I had a book. And I just recently started picking up reading again. And at first it was kind of hard. Like it was hard for me to focus on a book because I just had so many distractions in the outside world. But since, going along on my path, it's a lot easier for me to silence the outside world. And I've fallen into books. And bitch, let me tell you, I got 2 books right now. I want more. But 2 books right now that I can definitely recommend. I'm not even done with either one of them, but I'm reading kind of both at the same time. Anyways, The Alchemist and Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe. Dr. Joe, Mr. Man, let me give you your 10s. You cooked with that one. Bitch, when I tell you, I thought I had I really feel like parts of my mind was unlocking as I was reading that book. And I meditated way differently after I got into reading the book. Girl, Dr. Joe, you did your shit with that one, Mr. Dispenza. I think that's how you pronounce his name. You did that. That's a good book. I definitely recommend y'all go read that. It just helps you understand how we end up being hardwired the way that we are and how certain things manifest in your life based off the frequency that you're vibrating at. Whew, read it. And The Alchemist, I don't really like that. It's a storytelling kind of book, but the way the messages are embedded in the story is the type of shit you gotta reread and highlight. That shit so, ooh, chef's kiss. Whole moral of the story is that something that can help you get through a chaotic time is doing things that will make your inner child happy. Cater to them, because they need some love. Because sometimes your inner child, sometimes little you didn't get loved the way they deserve to be loved. Sometimes they've gone through things that they didn't deserve to go through. But now at this point, now that you're aware of their existence, it's up to you to love them the way that they deserve to be loved, My favorite pieces of advice for if you're going through anything, a heartbreak, you lost your job, you broke, whatever the fuck. My number 1 piece of advice is to always pour into you. No matter what the fuck your circumstances are, make sure that your cup is full before you go trying to fill other people's cup. And it's important that when you're when you're in the midst of a spiritual awakening, to really, really, really make you number 1 priority. Because you are going through a metamorphosis right before your eyes, bitch. And that could be a lot to deal with. And I can say, because like I said, I'm on the tail end of mine. If you like to get up and do a full beat before you go to Target, do the goddamn full beat. This is your world, baby. We're just living in it. If you like to have a 30-inch bust down on Wednesday, get the 30-inch bust down. If that's what you feel called to do. Whatever it is that makes you happy, because baby, this is your world, this is your life, and ain't nobody living this shit but you. Ain't nobody can fit your shoes but you. So make sure you point into yourself. And don't let nobody make you feel bad for prioritizing you. And don't let nobody make you feel bad for being selfish. Because bitch, everybody else is doing what the fuck benefits them. Why wouldn't you do the same, love? Because you can't pour from an empty cup. Okay? I love you. I say shit a little bit hard, but I love you. Tip that I really want to give and I really feel like it's one of the most important tips. All of the tips are equally important. If you combine them all, chef's kiss. But make sure that you are constantly grounding yourself in nature. Connect with nature. Nature is so healing. I am genuinely mind blown by the healing power of mushrooms alone. Not to mention all the other roots, vegetables, fruits, mushrooms alone. Go out, the power of just going out and putting your bare feet in the grass, in the dirt, and just let it all. That's what the earth is here for. That's what the trees want, somebody to go talk to them. Imagine it was a time when people just regularly talked and engaged and connected with nature. This was a normal thing. So now niggas walking right past the trees like it ain't shit. Like these motherfuckers don't help us breathe. Go outside and show your appreciation to Mother Gaia. Stage 3 is what I like to call the revelation. This is when shit starts to make a little bit of sense. It's kind of like the part of the show where everything starts to make sense. It's starting to make sense, where you be sitting there like, oh, but why did that? This is the part of the journey of the awakening where things start to make sense. You start to feel a sense of clarity. You start to have a deeper understanding of what your purpose is. You start becoming more self-aware. One thing about it, once you start walking this walk and doing this work, you become so fucking self-aware, so conscious that it's almost annoying, because you realize how many people around you are operating from like an unconscious part of their mind. Like they're not like really here. Like they're here, but they're not here. So yeah, you start to have a deeper understanding of yourself, deeper understanding of the way things work around you, deeper understanding of how you're connected to everyone around you, how everyone is a reflection of some part of you. You start to have an understanding of just different principles and laws of the universe. You start to notice and identify and pinpoint what your limiting beliefs are. In what ways do you think that you're not worthy? In what ways do you have a scarcity mindset? In what ways do you think that you are not worthy of love, that relationship that you want? You start to really catch yourself on those negative thought patterns, and you start to correct them, switch them, shift your perspective. The best way I can describe it is it's like an aha moment where you're like, fuck, this shit makes sense. Like this shit's starting to make sense. And then once you realize the areas and the things that no longer serve you, and once you're aware of them, then you can start handling them accordingly. My aha moment, I really want to say, was, remember when I mentioned 3 months ago? 3 months ago. Like, I just realized, like, girl, I'm sick of feeling how the fuck I'm feeling. I don't feel like that girl. Like, I know I'm that girl, but I don't feel like I'm that girl. Hell, I'm starting to not even starting not to look like that girl. Fuck is up? What's going on? And what I realized was, I had my attention and my energy everywhere else but me. And bitch, the moment that I decided that I was gonna take myself seriously, that I started being intentional with myself, the way I talked about myself, the way I thought about shit, the things that I watched, the things that I listened to, the type of media that I was intaking, girl, things really started to pick up, bitch. Things really started to, and I can say this so like full of life and so like full of energy, because I can honestly say there was a point in my life where a bitch was low. And one day I'm gonna come out here and tell my story, I guess, let you know like who I am, why I am the way I am, you know, one day. But today's not the day. But I can say this because there was a point in time where I was low and I didn't know how the fuck to get out of that hole. And the only way that I can get out of that hole, I realized it was me. Ain't nobody else finna come save me. How the fuck somebody gonna save me from me? Exactly. Can't nobody save you from you, baby. It really takes you being like aware in there. Like not just letting your thoughts run you, but you run your thoughts. Like, all right, what the fuck are y'all saying up here? What's going on? Because we're getting negative reviews. I'm losing my job. I'm losing my what the fuck is going on up here? Why am I so sad? Once you do that, hey, you start to feel yourself having anxiety. When it comes to spending money, when you get money and you about to go spend it, you get anxiety. You feel guilty about spending money, right? You need to figure out why you feel that way. And once you figure out why you feel that way, then you flip it to the opposite. I'm worthy of having a lot of money in my bank account. Everything I spend come back times 10. Damn, why am I so rich? Why am I so blessed? Why am I so abundant? Why am I so wealthy? Maybe I should do a whole video on limiting beliefs. I really think I should because I think I'm getting off topic. But long story short, you start to become clear on what things no longer serve you and what things do serve you. You get a clear understanding of the two and what you need to work with and how you need to move. The more I was consistent and like intentional about shifting my perspective and doing things that are for my highest good and what serves me, is the moment my life changed. And I'm not saying that I'm stinking rich yet, because I am going to be. You're looking at a millionaire. But I'm not to say that I have the world, but in a sense, I feel like I have the world. Like I have a sense of fulfillment that I've never felt before. Never felt this before. I feel whole. Even though I don't have everything that I want in front of me right now, I know that it's coming. I feel whole. I know what I'm doing. I know what I've been placed here to do. I trust that God, my spirit team, my ancestors are leading me, or leading my steps, guiding my steps. And I'm in co-creation mode with the universe. But that leads into stage 4, the integration. So now you're in the stage where you taking what you've learned in the revelation and you're applying it to your day-to-day life. So like I said, when you start catching on to what the fuck you thinking in those negative thought patterns and you quick to switch it, that's the integration. When you start cutting off the bitches that you ain't no good for you, that all they do is talk shit and talk and down other women, once you cut them off, that's the integration. Once you leave that relationship that disrespects you and that no longer serves you, that's the integration. Once you start prioritizing your spiritual growth and your personal growth and doing things that are for your highest good, that's the integration phase. Now, it can be a little bit uncomfortable. Again, like I said, handle every stage of your journey with grace and patience. Remember, it's not happening to you. Things are happening for you. So maybe a little bit uncomfortable at first because, like I said, you really have to be like aware all the fucking time. Like it can be tiring. Just be like, damn, bitch, you don't never think a happy thought? Fuck. But it's up to you to change it because ain't nobody else coming to save you but you. Just know that you are capable. Bottom line, you are capable. You are capable of doing anything that you put your mind to. If you don't want to be depressed no more, you're capable of not being depressed no more. If you don't want to be anxious no more, you are capable of leaving anxiety in the past. If you want a 6-figure breakout, you were capable of making it happen, baby. You know? Just handle everything with grace and patience and know that you were always supported by God. Because you are a child of God, therefore you are a God too, meaning you were fully capable of handling the task at hand. Also uncomfortable because, like I said, you were dead-ass metamorphosizing. I think that's the word. You're dead-ass going through a metamorphosis before your own eyes. And the best way I can explain it is you watching your old self die, grieving the death of your old self, whilst becoming the new highest version of you. Becoming a new person. And you gotta learn how to be this new person. The same way you have to learn how to be that old version of you. And that can be uncomfortable. But like I said, don't panic. God moves to improve. So if certain habits don't resonate with you no more, let it go. Let it be. If certain people don't resonate with you, let them go too. If that job don't work for you no more, let it go. Trust fall. God will never let you fall flat on your face. God will never let you down. First of all, let's take a minute and pause and have some church for a second. When has it been a time where God has not came through for you? I wait. You can't think of it, right? Because God and your ancestors and your spirit team ain't never let you down. You ever been this close? This close to being late on rent. Somehow, some way you get the rent money. You ever been this close? This close to your phone being cut off. And God get you the money for your phone bill. That's not happening for no reason, baby. These aren't coincidences, my love. Everything is divinely guided. Everything is divinely created, baby. You just got to tap in and pay attention to what it is that's going on. Stage 5 is the transformation. And I believe, honestly, I believe that I'm in stage 5. And stage 5 is when you are in spiritual alignment with spirit. You're in alignment with your highest path. You're in alignment with your higher self. You're in alignment with everything around you. You're in alignment with spirit. You and spirit are co-creating this reality. It ain't life happening to you. You playing a part on how shit move and why shit move the way it do. Because you realize your power. You start stepping into your power. You start calling back your power. Amen, somebody? Stage 5 is where you can... Stage 5 feels like... The transformation feels like you seeing colors for the first time. Like you experiencing everything for the first time. Everything looks brighter. Food tastes better. Love feels better. Everything just feels just amplified because now you're vibrating on such a high frequency. Like everything just feels so much better. And even the things that feel not so good don't really bother you like that no more. Because you have an understanding. You have an understanding. You'll start to see the big picture of things. You'll start to have an understanding of where you're going. You might not know every single step because that's not your job to know the how. Your job is just to do. Receive and do. All right? But you'll start to have a better understanding of how things work within you, your seasons, the seasons of nature, why things work the way they do in society. You'll have a clearer understanding. You just have, the best way I can explain it is just like a sense of clarity. Like I just said last night, damn, everything making sense. It was a point in time in my life where nothing made fucking sense. I was walking around this bitch lost. It's kind of weird to say, but like I trust the unknown. Like, fuck it. Let's just see what happens. Like, I know that I'm here for a purpose. And I just trust. I have I've grown because it didn't just come. Through time and through experience and through lessons, I've grown a sense of trust. Spirit, my spirit guides, and my ancestors of love and light. I've grown, and with myself. Because the intuition been intuitioning. Yeah, she's been doing her big one. But you just have a sense of trust, a sense of faith, and just everything gonna be okay. Everything gonna work out all right. No matter how things may look in front of you, you have an inner sense of peace. You have that inner sense of stillness within yourself. So to sum it all up, if you have a call from within to go within, and to start asking questions and to look deeper into things, answer that call, because that's spirit calling. Remember to handle things with grace and patience and love. Things is not happening to you, it's happening for you. Remember that God always has your best interest at heart. God is never doing anything to hurt you. Keep that in mind. And I also want you to keep in mind that it's important to embrace every stage that you are in. Embrace the period of curiosity, the call. Embrace the chaos. It may be hard to do, but embrace it because realize that it's for a higher purpose. Embrace the revelation phase where things start making sense, but you still have some questions, but things start clicking. You start making connections. The puzzle pieces starting to fit. Embrace the integration phase where, you're a little bit uncomfortable because you shedding this old skin, but you becoming a whole, you shedding your cocoon and you becoming a butterfly. Embrace that. And make sure most importantly, really it's important to embrace all 5, but embrace the end result. Love that new version of you because you put in work to get here, bitch. This didn't just happen overnight, okay? Anybody who's on this walk, who's doing this work, no, this ain't no easy shit. So give yourself your flowers when you make it to stage 5. Embrace the good feelings. If you spent all your life being depressed and anxious, and just sad and worried about the past and the future, embrace the feeling of lightness on your spirit. Embrace the feeling of joy that you feel. Embrace the feeling of love that you feel. And it don't even have to be just romantic love. Just embrace that. Sit in that. If you have any questions about a spiritual awakening, what spirituality is, connecting with your higher self, if you have any questions about anything of the sort, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I love to read comments. I just be feeling like I'm a YouTuber now. But leave a comment. Let me know if you want me to elaborate about something in a whole separate video. I want us to build a community, you know. I want it to be a tribe type feel. Like, you know, we can sit down and chat about the real shit, about the shit that matters for real. So if you have any questions or any comments, please share them with me. I would love to read them. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell your auntie sister them about your girl. Because, you know, your girl is on her shit. You see I'm posting videos. I'm on my shit. And always remember that you are a co-creator in your reality. You have a role in how your life play out. Okay? Remember that if you consider yourself to be a child of God, that makes you a God too. You got some power too. Remember that and embrace that. And I'll see y'all in my next video. I love you.